Last Thursday at 6 p.m., the vice president of sales of very large electronic retailer called his marketing director and asked a very simple question. Why am I seeing a drop in sales of mobile phones? Simple questions, not very simple answers. Today we'll be talking about AI prediction, one module from very large suite of AI products of Synerise. I'm with Michał Pastuszak.
Hello, Michał Pastuszak. I'm Senior AI Product Manager at Synerise. I've been working at Synerise for 4 years, and I'm here responsible for developing AI products, specifically already mentioned predictions module and time optimizer.
So you must be very busy now, and especially in the area of product development, it's a lot of going on. And AI prediction is the very fascinating module, the module that gives the answers for every marketer, every salesperson at the business organization. Tell us what kind of the module is the AI prediction?
Yeah, so actually AI prediction module is AI power tool that is built on the top of the Synerise Analytics, also on the top of the storage, Synerise storage, that enables the user to predict almost any kind of an action, event, or behavior that can be observed during the customer journey, for instance, in order to answer the questions that almost every single marketer may ask, like for instance, for whom or to whom we should address our communication, for instance, right? Mm-hmm. But this is not just the one, let's say, use case that we can solve via predictions, because in general the prediction tool is pretty vast tool, let's say, in terms of the functionalities and the features.
Okay, so AI prediction give you the answer for the question that you phrase. So may I get the answer, who will win the World Cup in Qatar in 2022?
Not yet now, but I think no. Before going anywhere, let's say further, so we should maybe a little bit break down the let's say the marketing, the decision-making process behind every single marketing action that is being conducted, for instance, and try to define, let's say, the most important questions that every single marketer may ask.
Okay, so looking at the from marketing director perspective, what are the questions? What are the customer end user perspective that marketer needs to address? Like, I am going to put myself in the role of the customer, and you are the marketer. What kind of questions do you have to answer?
Similar question that you have already, let's say, presented at the beginning of our today's conversation. So, for instance, the first question: to whom, let's say, we should address the communication. The next question would be, for instance, what should be, let's say, included in the communication. The next question would be when to send the communication. And the last but not least, for instance, also which channel should be employed to send this particular type of communication for a specific customer, because we are, of course, on everyday, let's say, life, we are thinking about personalizing everything, actually, right? So we are not thinking about let's say sending the same communication towards every single client, but rather to personalize what's being called sometimes experience, let's say, on every single stage.
Okay, so artificial intelligence is the very mysterious area. People are sometimes scared, sometimes not sure about this new product or new solutions. Could you tell us from your perspective, from the product owner perspective, how the AI prediction is built and how is it positioned within the Synerise solution?
Yep. So this is actually the part of the broader, let's say, platform. We called the predictions, AI prediction, as also prediction module. So this is one of the modules from which the entire platform is built. It's fully integrated with the rest of the platform, as mentioned also in my, let's say, one-liner explanation of the predictions. That's fully integrated with the rest of the platform in terms of, for instance, that the prediction module is being built on the top of the Synerise analytics. So you don't have to, let's say, define targets by yourself, let's say, define features, define the variables. Also, it's built on the top of the storage, so you don't have to put any kind of additional data into Synerise in order to predict anything. So in terms of that, it's fully integrated.
So it's using the already collected data.
Yeah,
you don't have to feed with any external data.
You can, but it's not necessary, right? So it's very convenient for any Synerise, let's say, client, because you don't have to put anything more, and you can base the prediction on the data that is already collected. Right?
Okay, so let's one more step on the demystifying the artificial intelligence. AI prediction model. How is it built? What kind of predictions do you use?
So essentially, in the prediction module, we have three types of the predictions. So the first type is the propensity towards, for instance, products, brands, categories, or even maybe a certain type of the look, like for a specific look type. Or, for instance, the color and any kind of other attribute that can be taken from the product fit, right? Because under normal circumstances in the product fit, you have certain type of the attributes that belong to specific product. So we can calculate the propensity to aggregates of such attributes. But this is actually just the first one. The second one are the lookalikes. Possibly most of our clients, most of the people that are, let's say, familiar with the marketing environment are also familiar with the term lookalikes in terms of, for instance, some competitors of the Synerise. What are the main purpose behind the lookalikes? So lookalikes you should use, for instance, whenever you want to find similar clients to others expressing certain type of the behavior, for instance, let's imagine the situation. You want to pick up new clients, new customers from the bigger set of the segment of the customers, expressing the behavior similar to those who successfully converted from the last year's let's say Black Friday campaign.
Okay,
right?
so coming back to this problem statement that I gave at the beginning, the vice president of sales calling the marketing director. So marketing director would use lookalike to find the segment of the customers that purchased the phones last year, and address the promotion only to those guys.
Yeah. You can imagine, like, for instance, you have a pretty big bunch of clients, anonymous clients, for instance, and you would like to find those the prospects, let's say, similar to those who already, let's say, bought purchased phones last year, or for instance, for the sake of finding the customers similar to those, let's say, converting from the Christmas campaign, Black Friday campaign again.
I get it. So with the first type of prediction, propensity, you would find this segment of the customers that characterize the willingness to purchase this particular product, like a mobile phone. Okay. So propensity to buy, lookalike. What is the third one?
So the third one is like the Swiss knife tool that can be employed to solve the most difficult problems, like churn prediction, for instance.
Like World Cup selection.
It would be hard, but it depends on the data stored in the Synerise. Abandoned basket, for instance, predicting purchasing from the abandoned basket. For instance, channel propensity towards specific channel of the communication, right? And any other kind of more complex targets.
So the third one, what was the name of the third one?
Custom predictions.
Custom predictions. Okay, very
custom
simple.
predictions.
So custom predictions you would use to understand. Again, going back to the example of the why I am not selling enough mobile phones. To those customers that propensity would find, but you will find the right channel to communicate.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Because in the example we presented at the beginning, you would use the predictions 2 or 3 times even. During this framework of decision making that has to be set up, right?
Propensity, lookalike, custom predictions. Custom predictions, the name suggests that you can customize this, right? How can you do this? How can you customize artificial intelligence? It's a little bit of contradictory, right?
It's a little bit of contradictory, but the customization is mainly in terms of selecting or defining the target, right? So that what's the target in the predictions? The target is actually what do you want to predict, what you would like to predict, right?
Okay.
So we are thinking about in this place we are thinking about defining the churn, for instance. What's churn? Because churn can be defined differently. On different occasions, in different industries also. So there is no one, let's say, proper definition of churn, for instance, right? Abandoned basket. What does it mean to abandon basket, right? Whether it means to abandon basket within, let's say, 2 hours range, or just maybe a longer time range, right? Right. So it's fully definable and customizable also by our users, right?
So with the custom prediction, in fact, you do a little bit of reverse engineering. You do first the problem statement, and then you go back and to AI and then find the solution, right?
That actually defining the problem is the very first step at the decision making behind every marketing campaign, marketing action, right?
Okay. Thanks for bringing us very close to the artificial intelligence made in Synerise. Now, let's talk a little bit like business people, right? And look at the AI prediction model from the business perspective, from the proverbial sales manager, marketing manager. What would you use AI predictions, Synerise AI predictions for, as a business person?
So almost 80% of the scenarios by our clients. I'm referring actually to real scenarios used by our clients, are related to propensity. right? So propensity predictions are far the most popular types of the predictions, and I would say that most of the scenarios are somehow, let's say, related to the finding the best prospects, let's say, for instance, right? Or let's say even sometimes avoiding to send the communication to those clients with no prospects, right? No prospectus clients. The next one I would say custom predictions, because there is a bunch of also scenarios related to more complex problems, like abandoned baskets, for instance, like churn. It's let's say one of the most difficult problems to be solved for every marketer. And then I would say that also lookalikes. However, these predictions are of lesser important. But we have to also remember about time optimizer, because we've been speaking so far just about the prediction module, but also that there are other types of the prediction that can be also used, and the time optimizers, the example of these, and actually that kind of the prediction allows you to send the communication at the very best time to the client. So that kind of specific type can be used almost on every occasion.
Okay, you gave us the insight what. Now let's talk about why.
It's very simple, because essentially it provides you the good bang for the buck, right?
Okay.
So
you have a good return on investment, right?
Yeah, of course. And you know, always it's very important to think about even marginal gains, because if you add up more marginal gains, you can end up with and earn, let's say, significant, tremendous results at the end of the day, right?
So you're talking about the improving small elements of the big and of
even
the bigger
small elements.
Okay, which, as a summary, give you a big.
Sometimes they can add up more, sometimes less, but at the end of the day, the sum, let's say, the sum, is positive.
Okay, so by using AI predictions, you impact the revenue, you impact the margin, you impact the cost in the form of the saving on the cost. Could you give us like one or two examples of the real life of your customers, how they are saving, how they are improving the revenues, how they are improving margin using AI predictions?
Okay. So actually, that's true. That by using the predictions, we can impact on the revenue stream. We can also impact on the cost optimization, let's say. But also, and what's sometimes even more important, we can also impact on the overall customer satisfaction, customer experience also, which is now actually one of the crucial directions.
So improving the soft KPIs like NPS, Net Promoter Score.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are able to, using the Synerise AI prediction, you are not only able to improve the bottom line, but also address the soft KPIs like customer journey, customer experience, the perception of the product or the brand of the logo.
Yeah, because you simply stop trying to nudge customers with unnoticed, unwanted, undesired communications, and rather direct to more personalized one.
Yes.
So in general, it's we can all observe in our mailboxes, let's say, how many of the communication is, let's say, unnoticed by us, or unwanted simply, or simply sent at the wrong time, where we don't have to, when you don't have time to simply purchase something, right?
So AI predictions as the element of building personalized communication can play a very important role in the overall communication process. We all know how painful and annoying could be unwanted communication, how annoying can be the communication about product we would never use. So understanding the propensity to purchase, the lookalikes, and the understanding how we can develop the custom communication to this particular segment of the customer can be very, very helpful to reach overall business goals.
Yep.
Okay, concrete. Give us one or two examples of how customers benefited from the AI predictions.
Okay, so first example is related to cost optimization, so the main goal that was set up by our customer was to optimize ERS score, effective revenue share KPI, by twofold actually, right? So decrease by twofold because it's the less is better, right? In this
very
context
ambitious.
of this ratio. The idea was to simply do not send the communication towards non-prospectus clients. So simply, the ultimate campaign was set up in a way that we send the communication towards the 80% of the clients with the highest propensity score. Towards specific, in this context it was general propensity actually. General propensity towards any product actually from their offer. And we actually reached this goal. And ultimately the result was that we decreased this ratio from the 60% to 20%.
Wow. So from 60% to 20%, which is threefold.
Yeah, actually,
improvement, because we have to remember is lower is better. From the campaign that is, let's say, spray and pray that something would happen positively, to the very targeted campaign, to the only customers that have the propensity to purchase the highest. And there was so
there's one more important one important remark regarding this campaign. That was a campaign directed in quite expensive channel, which was SMS. Actually, in this context, right? So in this context, we had been trying to optimize also return on investment, and in this case, actually, investment was pretty high, right?
So, I will be summarizing this for the non-technical users. So the marketing manager got the same results of revenue, sales, with 3 times less money spent on the campaign. It was the SMS, because AI prediction module returned the segment of the customer that were only giving the highest propensity to purchase those products. They were most promising customers, and it was done automatically by AI prediction from Synerise.
We essentially reduced the waste, right?
Okay. All right. Point for you. Give me the second one.
So the second one is more straightforward and was related to CTR, click-through rate, improvement actually. And the campaign was about to target the most prospectus in this context customers towards specific grocery brands. There were several, let's say, this was actually the set of the campaigns directed towards different types of the brands, and also we achieved significant improvement. Speaking of the numbers, it was, as far as I remember, 10 times, I think, improvement of the CTRs, and 5K USD improvement per 1 million of customers in communication. So.
All right. So again, using the AI prediction, you, in the same kind of automatic way, increase click-through rate by the factor of 10 times. This again leads you to the making more money on the campaign.
In comparison to randomly selected clients, it was
okay. So you are always checking versus
of course. That's very important remark actually. That to check, to evaluate the performance of every single campaign.
How do you do this?
You should firstly define the baseline. You should firstly define the benchmark towards you should compare your achievements, your performance. Unless it's done, you can run, let's say, the simple campaigns.
Okay, so of course we have to do the comment here, asterisk here, that the given results were achieved on this particular campaign, on this particular customer, on this particular time of the year. We will bring you the improvements of your business performance with the AI predictions module, of course, but it's not always 10 times. Okay, so we know what to do, we know how to do, and we know what kind of business results we could expect. Mm-hmm. How do I start?
It's a good idea to follow a specific framework.
Okay.
So first of all, you should define the problem. So let's say in your first example, the problem was to optimize to find out why clients are not converting, right? The second would be to set up the whole entire use case. What does it mean to set up the use case? To simply decide whether to use the predictions, to decide for whom the communication should be sent, whether to use, for instance, recommendations, AI recommendation also, to decide what kind of the product should be offered to the client. Whether to, for instance, use time optimizer to decide when to send the communication, and possibly maybe to send the communication at the very best time for a specific customer. And last but not least, to decide which channel should be employed to send this particular communication to this specific customer.
Okay.
Right? So this is actually the framework. But starting and the most important part is always to define firstly the problem, right? Okay. Maybe also you could add defining the benchmark, okay, just to be fine with the results.
So, do I have to have the PhDs or mathematicians on board? Do I have to have a special team? It sounds kind of expensive to hire them.
It sounds like a superstition. I know that whenever we hear about AI, about machine learning also, we think about something that is very hard to use, that can be used in the long term, let's say. It's not at all the case in case of the prediction module and the prediction that we offer in the Synerise, inside the Synerise platform, because they are codeless, and you don't have to have any kind of the AI machine learning expertise. You just have to define the problem and think about the scenario, and that's it.
Super. So I want to say also as a side note that we have the very well prepared documentation of the every product or every module that we use. You can find on our website a perfect source of information, how to approach the problem, how to define the problem, how to start implementation. And if it is not enough, the customer success organization would help you to guide through the beginning and until to the happy end. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Whenever I speak to clients, I highly encourage them to look at the ready to go use cases that can be easily find at our help center.
Yes, from more than 200 ready-to-use use cases, well-defined, well-prepared, sometimes even with a video support that is...
Yeah, and also those use cases are, I would say, industry agnostic, as the entire platform, Synerise platform is. The prediction module is not an example in this context.
Okay, just as a final question, you as a father or owner of this AI propensity, lookalike, a custom prediction.
Plus time optimizer.
And plus time optimizer. Out of those four, which one is your favorite one? Which one is your baby pet, right?
I would say custom predictions.
Why is that?
Because it's like Swiss knife tool to open the most difficult, let's say, difficult to open box.
Okay.
So that's why that's...
So Swiss Army knife of the artificial intelligence.
Exactly.
All right, thank you very much. Today we had Michał Pastuszak from Synerise Artificial Intelligence Department. My name is Janusz Naklicki. I'm Chief Strategy Officer at Synerise. Thank you very much for your attention, and we'll come back with more artificial intelligence broadcast very, very soon. Thank you.